So our first inductee is Carlos Coimbra. Carlos got his PhD in mechanical and aerospace engineering in 1998, and he is a mechanical and aerospace aerospace professor at UC San Diego, whose research interest covers a wide range of topics related to energy, climate, planetary scale, heat transfer, solar forecasting, and atmospheric radiation. He is the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Renewable and Sustainable Energy, published by the American Institute of Physics. He's a life member of the American Geophysical Union and a fellow of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. And throughout his career, Carlos has received a number of Best Paper Awards, conference and journal contributions, and a number of graduate mentorship awards. And one reason that I am so excited about Carlos being honored today is part of being an academic powerhouse is the ability to produce world-class professors. And Carlos is a world-class professor, which makes us an academic powerhouse. So, Carlos, I don't actually see you. There! So, Carlos, congratulations, and thank you for making us here.
Yeah, I think we're about it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You want to say a few words?
No, I don't. I don't follow your beautiful speech. Like, I thank you. Like, this means a lot to me. I'm so happy to see my family here, friends. Like, Roger, thank you for the nomination. This is a fantastic school of engineering with incredible alumni. So I'm really honored. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Manu Gulati. Manu got his master's degree in electrical engineering in 1995, and he began his career as a chip designer at a small startup in Santa Clara. This led to different roles in the chip design industry. He was working in verification, physical design, modeling, and front-end design, among others. And because he had this versatile background, he became chip lead of security chips at Broadcom. After Broadcom, he became the lead system-on-chip architect at Apple, and he spent nearly 8 years directing the architecture of chips that powered iPhones and iPads. So if you had an iPhone or an iPad between 2012 and 2019, which you probably did, you had a device whose architecture stemmed from Manu himself. So when Google came knocking, wanting to build its own silicon for first-party phones, they selected Manu to be the lead architect. So he has authored close to 100 patents, covering numerous areas of chip design and methodology. And at the tender age of 48, he and two of his Apple colleagues, they started Nuvia, a company focused on high-performance CPUs and chips. And according to the notes, there were some challenges along the way, but in the end, the three founders' tenacity and focus, does not surprise me one bit, paid off. Nuvia exited with a sale to Qualcomm 2 years later for $1.6 billion. Yeah. And since then, Manu has been Vice President of Engineering at Qualcomm, where the focus of his team is to change the CPU landscape of the industry. So all of this is good. I should also add, this is going off script, Manu is a genuinely cool guy. So congratulations, Manu. Why don't you come up and receive your
Make me look tall.
When I was initially contacted about a potential Hall of Fame nomination, my first instinct was to look at the calendar and see if it was the 1st of April. Because Dr. Nagar Bhagadazade there, my advisor, he was known to fool around with his students a lot, and I thought this is his way to get back at me for all the trouble I gave him as a student. Jokes aside, I think that my fellow nominees will maybe relate to this, right? There's a little bit of a disbelief syndrome. I don't know how you all felt when you first got the information about being nominated. I definitely had disbelief syndrome. So anyway, so that's what it is. But after the initial contact, there was a follow-up to meet Dean Magnus. I'm like, okay, they mean business, man. I'm going to meet the dean. And I had the pleasure of having breakfast with Dean Magnus and John Baker. I don't know where he's sitting right now, but there he is in Palo Alto when they were visiting the Bay Area. They kind of enunciated their vision for UC Irvine, all the initiatives, and honestly, I was very impressed. Some of the ideas about education and the role of universities, not just in higher education, but also their impact on society at large, they really resonated with me. So much so that, in the heat of the moment, I promised both of them that I would participate in, their upcoming initiatives.
Thank you.
But, and I wrote a big check that morning, I think.
After you got the award, by the way, I should say.
He's counting. In the grand scheme, that makes this award so much more special because coming back after all these years, having graduated and having built a career and everything, and receiving this, to me, that makes it all the more special. So I just want to express my very deep gratitude to Nader for everything he taught me and for all the support he's given me through the years. Thank you.
Our final inductee is Wendy Robello. And clearly wins the People's Choice Award. She got a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in 2004, and Wendy has over 18 years of systems engineering and strategy experience in the aerospace and defense industry. She's currently the National Director of Systems Engineering for Northrop Grumman Aeronautic Systems, where she leads the long-term strategic planning in training, processes, and tools to ensure systems engineering rigor across the sector. Prior to this role, she was a senior Northrop Grumman Fellow, leading the strategic integration of technology and engineering within defense systems. And previously, before that, she's held program management and systems engineering positions at General Atomics and Boeing. And she has supported systems in space, in the air, on the ground, and even underwater, so the full gamut. She's also a mentor in several of Northrop Grumman's development programs and employee research groups. And this makes me really happy to hear, including the Women in Science and Engineering. Yes. Supporting Women in Future Technology, Pride in Diversity Alliance, Adelante Mujeres Mentoring Circles, and she serves as an executive advocate for the Latinx Hispanic Employee Advocacy Program. She's also an executive board member for the Global Women in STEM Leadership Summit and the founder of the Robello California Alliance for Minority Participation Scholarships. This is amazing. And she has received numerous awards and honors. The Northrop Grumman Innovation Award, the Lambda Theta Nu Sorority Exceptional Leadership Award, the US Air Force Medium Altitude UAS Division GEM Award, the Boeing Amelia Earhart Society Woman of High Potential Award. I could go on, but I'm going to stop there and just say, wow. So, congratulations, Wendy. And as you come to the stage, you're going to accept another award. Even though it's just one in the long list of your awards, I hope that this one is somewhat special.
So I always considered myself to be an accidental engineer. I had no idea what an engineer was, what they did, or who they were. Coming in as a 17-year-old at UC Irvine, I would have never guessed that 24 years later I would be inducted into the Hall of Fame of the School of Engineering. Dean Magnus mentioned that the community aspect of UC Irvine is critical, and I was one of those students who really relied on the community at UC Irvine. I was one of those students who not only fell on academic ratio once, but twice, and almost kicked out of the School of Engineering. But it was because of the community that really rallied behind me that got me through school, all the way to being on the Dean's List my last year of School of Engineering. So it's really because, the reason I'm up here today is because of the people here with me tonight. My family, my friends, and my colleagues that believed in me in times that I didn't believe in myself, and helped me grow and continuously learn. Because of you, I am me. So thank you for this great honor. I'm humbled and